Okay, there's a lot of drama going on, obviously. The supposed rift between Elon Musk and President Trump. People are taking sides. I wonder if this means it's going to be safe for Tesla owners to take the car out of the garage again. Because now that, Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, and they're all lining up, I love Elon's opposition to the big, beautiful bill. I love this. Circle your calendar. We agree with Elon Musk. Now they love Elon Musk again. They used to love him before they hated him because he partnered with President Trump. Now that Elon's going back to work and left the government and is blasting the big, beautiful bill, now where do we go? We need smart people. And I can't think of anybody better suited to deal with all these questions we have about the ADP, about jobs growth, about the interest rate. Stephen Moore is an economist and author, frequent lecturer, advised Trump in the 2016 campaign, and he was so kind to hop off a plane and plug in and join us on the Mike Gallagher Show. That's commitment, Stephen.
Hey, Mike, I'm at the Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. Just got off the air, but I've been chomping at the bit to talk to you about this. Great topic. By the way, I'm really conflicted on this.
The timing is perfect.
Yeah, I'm conflicted because
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, I was just going to say, I love Donald Trump and I love Elon Musk. I hate this, kind of spat that they're having because I think they're both heroes.
Well, and I think we all feel the same way. We so appreciate the commitment that Elon Musk had to the country. Yep. He damaged his brand. There's no question about it. I mean, Tesla has taken it on the chin. He's become the boogeyman. But now I'm not sure how helpful or productive it is that he's coming out with all these social media posts. It's an abomination. Look, he has to go back to work. Trump has to stay in Washington and deal with this, hurting all these cats, namely the members of Congress who've got to pass Trump's big, beautiful bill.
Yeah, great point. And so let me just say something about Elon Musk. When he came to Washington, he did it at his own expense. He's one of the great innovators and entrepreneurs probably in the history of the world. So I greatly admire him. What he tried to do was drain the swamp. And, there's an old saying in Washington, Mike, you've heard it, no good deed ever goes unpunished. So as soon as he started calling out the mass of hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud, the billions of dollars of Social Security money that's going to dead people, the fact that the foreign aid establishment couldn't tell us where hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars went. They lost the money. The fact that you had Medicaid fraud that was so abundant, illegal immigrants getting billions and billions of dollars of free health care from the taxpayers, on and on and on. He exposed that. So, and he was vilified by the left. In other words, because he was educating Americans about how much money is wasted, the left hated him, which I guess tells us that that's how the left makes their money, on the fraud in government. But I also agree with you. I was outraged by his statement. Was it yesterday or the day before, where he said that this bill is despicable and so on? No, it's not a perfect bill, Mike. It's not a perfect bill. But we have to get this done to, eliminate the chances of the biggest tax increase in history. It's good for small businesses. It's good for American companies. It's good for American workers, and it has to get done.
Well, and I follow what Stephen Miller is saying about this. Look, the big, beautiful bill cuts taxes. It makes, of course, the Trump tax cuts permanent, deports the illegals. It fully funds the border. This is not a bill that we could have even dreamed of having in 2017, he said.
Yes.
So we've got to remember that. And I keep thinking about the phrase, not letting the perfect be the enemy of the good, because clearly we're not going to get what we want, everything we want, and spending is a problem. And I appreciate that, and I respect the pushback from people like Rand Paul and Thomas Massie. But Steve, if this bill doesn't pass, this is catastrophic for the Trump agenda. Make no mistake about it.
Well, it's catastrophic for the country. It's catastrophic for American businesses and workers. The average family, if we don't get this done, would face a $2,500 increase in their tax bill next year. By the way, can you tell me, Mike, why it is that every single Democrat in the House voted to raise taxes on the middle class by $2,500 next year? I mean, outrageous. But there's a lot of hidden gems in this bill, too. I mean, I'm a big school choice guy, as you are. There's funding to allow parents to send their kids to great schools. There's border security money here, so we can control the border. But by the way, the folks who are working on that have done an amazing job. We're down 93% in illegal immigration. There is all sorts of savings. Work requirements for welfare programs, which is something, my goodness, Bill Clinton did in the 90s, and it was a huge success. You got people, able-bodied people sitting home watching TV, getting free health care, free food, free checks in the mail. That kind of thing has to stop. This is not a great bill, but it is a good bill, and it's essential that we pass it.
Amen. And Steve, I don't want to get bogged down in the drama. You know, my audience and I will wallow in the drama between Elon and Donald Trump.
Right.
But I want to ask, I want you to crunch some numbers for me, because I really need your advice on how, because I don't understand with the ADP count and the jobs. I mean, this was released just earlier today. Private payrolls increased just 37,000 in May, which was below the expectation, the Dow Jones forecast of 110,000. President Trump immediately took to Truth Social and he said, ADT number out, too late, pal. Nickname for Jerome Powell, calling him too late, pal, must now lower the rate. He is unbelievable, President Trump wrote. Europe has lowered it 9 times. Can you help us understand, help a layman like me, help a dummy like me understand the role of Jerome Powell and the Fed and the rate, and why he will not acquiesce and give President Trump what he wants in lowering the rate?
Well, let me give you a little big picture here. This economy is booming right now. Now, I just heard about the ADP report, but every other single report we're getting, Mike, is very strong. You saw the Atlanta Fed said that the economy so far in the second quarter is growing. Are you ready for this? Almost 5%, which is a blockbuster number. You're seeing the inflation rate now down to 2.5%. Remember, it was 9% under Biden. You're seeing consumer confidence soar. So I think this is an extremely healthy economy. One of the reasons private sector payrolls aren't growing faster is because there aren't enough workers to fill all the jobs. There's 7.1 million job openings today, according to the latest report by the Bureau of Labor Statistics. 7.1 million job openings. So this is a good economy. It's getting better. Once we get the big, beautiful bill done, you're going to see one of the biggest booms you ever saw in this country. So I reject this idea that this one statistic somehow suggests a bad economy. Now, on the Fed, so I think that I would be cautious right now about lowering rates. The inflation rate's running at about 2.5%, which is a lot lower than it was under Biden, when it was 9%. But I don't want to see inflation come back. Remember what the Fed did under Biden, just flooded the economy with money to pay for the $6 trillion spending spree. And that's why we had the highest inflation since any president since Jimmy Carter. So I want to make sure we have a high employment, low inflation economy. That's what Trump is giving us. I think almost everything Trump is doing. And by the way, I'm not a big tariff guy, Mike. I'm not a huge fan of tariffs, but I like everything else the guy is doing. And if he gets these trade deals done with China, with the UK, with the Europeans, with Japan, Korea, I mean, I'm going to say it again. We're going to have the biggest booming economy you ever saw. You know, my book that I wrote, that Donald Trump wrote the foreword to, and I wrote with this Art Laffer, is called The Trump Economic Miracle. And that's what we're going to get.
Right. Of course we are. The only thing that gets in the way of that now is us getting in the way of ourselves and tripping all over ourselves and battling Trump on this bill. Final question, Steve, and I got to ask you this. Sorry to pull you back into the Elon Trump drama, but look, you know these guys. You crunch the numbers. You're so highly respected. And incidentally, I admire you so much and always appreciate you making time for us. And our audience appreciates you very much. Could this be a good cop, bad cop scenario where Trump and Elon are kind of in on this, and this is kind of this is performative? Is that a possibility, Steve?
Well, I don't know. Look, let's face it. These are two of the most accomplished people that ever walked on the planet Earth, and I love them both. And you got two, let's face it, they're two super egos, right?
Sure,
and,
sure.
You know, they both want to be the alpha male in the room. And so I think there's a little bit of a personality clash here, but look, we could use a lot more Elon Musk. We could use a lot of more Donald Trump. I just want to relate to you one last thing. The one thing that worries me, and I'm very bullish, we got to get this debt under control. We've got to have the work requirements for Medicaid. We've got to. How about this, Mike? You and I should start. Why can't we just cut every single federal program by 10% across the board right now?
Amen. And it can be done. They can do it, and they can make this bill better. Let's get it. Let's get her done. And Stephen Moore, safe travels to Dallas and beyond. And thank you for taking time for us here on the Mike Gallagher Show. You keep fighting the good fight, Steve.
Love your show, Mike. Anytime. Take care. Have a great day.
Love you too. Appreciate it. Love your insights. And Stephen Moore helping us out, because I'm lost on this interest rate. I wish Jerome Powell would just say, okay. He'd cry uncle and give President Trump what he's demanding. All right, and what is Trump demanding of Elon Musk? Where do we go from here? What do you make of all this? 800-655-MIKE, 18 past the hour here in the Relief Factor studios. It is a big breaking news bombshell day. Elon goes off the reservation, goes scorched earth over the big, beautiful bill. Who's right? Who's wrong? Where do you stand? 800-655-6453. Let's put your voice front and center here on the Mike Gallagher Show.